All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ben Dixon here. I want to welcome you to MLM Mondays. I am super excited about our guest today, someone I got a chance to meet a little over a year ago. And today, we're going to have someone who is not on the corporate side as an executive in the industry, or is not a vendor in the industry, but as a distributor in the industry, just like many of you that watch the show, right? And what I'm excited about sharing today is I have Ramasio Fulcher to introduce you to. And what's so exciting about having Ramasio on the show is he's built groups in a number of different companies over his lifetime. And what's exciting is in the last 9 months, so this is incredibly relative to each of you today in today's world. So this isn't something 10 years ago. This isn't something 5 years ago. This is in the last 9 months, like 2017 time, right? Ramasio has created an organization with millions and millions of dollars of revenue, almost $10 million a month in revenue, and has helped just countless people earn amazing income. And so we're going to talk about what's relevant today and how technology has played a role in that today. So first, let's just make sure we got Ramasio on the line. Hey, Ramasio, are you there?
I'm here, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for jumping on the show. I know you're extremely busy, and I'm pumped to have you here for the few minutes we do. So when we were talking the other day, you were telling me about some of the videos you've used on your team and how it's really played a big role with the group. And so what would you share with everyone else who's watching this at what role video plays today in building your direct sales group?
You know, that's a great question. First of all, thanks for having me, Ben, and I want to publicly congratulate you for putting this platform together and all the success that you're having around the world doing what you do. I tip my hat to you, brother. Keep up the good work. But to the question that you asked me, the role that video is playing in my business, you know, it's really funny. When you think of network marketing and what it really is, we get paid for sharing information. For all of your viewers that know this, and for those that don't know it, let me be a voice of reason to you. We get paid for sharing information. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And oftentimes I sit down with a lot of white collar professionals. I didn't just say white people, I said white collar. And I sit down with them and I educate them on how this profession truly works. I'll give you an example. I was sitting having lunch the other day with a doctor. He was a physician. And the guy was saying, hey man, Ramasio, I would love to make the money you make, but more importantly, I would love to have the time freedom that you have. How have you managed to do that? Can you give me a synopsis of how this really works? I said, certainly I can. And I said, listen, you're a doctor. You only make money when you're in the office, cutting on somebody, doing surgeries, whatever. He says, true. I says, well, listen, leverage is the key to freedom and leverage is the key to wealth. But how do you get leverage? How do you multiply yourself? How do you do it? Well, in network marketing, all we do is we share information about the products or services that we promote, and we share information about the opportunity. That's it. We share information about the products and or the opportunity. Now watch this, doctor. Let's talk about how we share that information. The way we do that is through videos, a short, compelling video. For example, in my company, we have a 2-minute video that talks about our product. Now, I really want you to hear that for all your viewers, a 2-minute video, not a 20-minute video. See, people's attention span in today's time is very short. So we have a video that gets right to the point in 2 short minutes, number one. Now, what's brilliant about the video is that if the person watching the video enjoys what they're watching, they too can go ahead and do the same thing that was done to them. It's very easy to duplicate. And I got the doctor friend of mine to understand that if you don't duplicate in network marketing, you won't elevate. So the reason why you'll never catch my income, doctor, is because I have maximum amounts of leverage. And it keeps going and going and going and going. So we share the 2-minute video, which promotes the product. And then we have a 7-minute video, which promotes the opportunity. And so I was explaining to him, as I'm explaining to your viewers, that the role that video has played has been tremendous. Let me give you an example. It's allowed me to stay at home. I don't do home meetings anymore. I don't do that. For the last 9 months, with the success that we created, I think now I'm number 41 in the world according to Business from Home. And as of today, Ben, I just got ranked number 19 in the world as of today.
Congratulations.
Home. So
awesome.
Now all this is great. I'm humbled by the success, but more importantly to your viewers,
Yep.
They're watching. It's not because I'm some great salesperson and I'm out there pitching people, but rather than we have a 2-minute video that anybody can share. Mm-hmm. And because of this video, I've got 18-year-old people in our organization making 30, 40, 50 grand a month because they can share videos. And so I would say the answer to your question is that sharing videos, that's everything right now. If you don't have a compelling video, you need to leave that company and look elsewhere.
Well, and if you're running a company, you got to hear this message, right? If you're an executive of a direct sales company, or you're part of the staff of a direct sales company, and you're looking at your content and what it feels like to promote your company, you got to understand, hey, this is what people want today. Because the truth is, if it's too daunting, the system you've set in front of your members to promote, if people look at that and say, I don't know if I can do that, they're not going to do it, right? And I love that you use the words elevate and duplicate, because I teach that all the time on the corporate side. Like, I don't speak to the distributor field as much, but back in back office rooms, we talk about speed all the time. Sharing, just like you talked about, sharing, presenting, enrolling, elevating, and duplicating. They're the 5 elements of everybody building a direct sales business today. And the truth is, people can buy your product and love your product, but if they don't think they can do your process, like sharing a 2-minute video, sharing a 7-minute video, they're never going to join the opportunity.
I love about McDonald's. McDonald's can fire somebody tomorrow and hire somebody the next day.
Yeah.
They won't skip a beat because it's all a system.
And it's what we're running into in network marketing. I mean, on the corporate end, I hear it every day. We're no longer competing with each other in our MLM companies as much as we're competing with like an Uber or Airbnb. Because if Susie Homemaker wants to make that $600 this month, right? That's her extra income. And she thinks your system of building your network marketing is too daunting, right? She's just going to go drive for Uber during high time or rent out her home on the weekend on Airbnb. So if you want to grow your network marketing business, you got to do something simple, like what Masio's led his team to do. 2-minute video, 7-minute video. I love that. So with these videos, you did something really special when you joined your current company that I watched and said, this is awesome, Masio, because you would call me and we were connected. And then I was watching you use video as well to create curiosity and excitement. So you also use video yourself to not do anything super creative that anyone had to do. All you did was document what it was you were doing, right? So I think a lot of people get taken back a lot of time with video content as a distributor because they think they have to go like hire a big video team and they have to be super creative to do this. But all you did was you went to work. And when you went to work, you shot a little video each day that you were hustling, and you were like, guys, I'm hustling. You better see, why am I this excited? Give me a call. And it created a ton of curiosity. So what would you say to people who struggle creating their own video content? Like, what would you say to encourage them to go out there and create some raw content like you did?
Well, first of all, I'm not some video expert, number one. Number two, I don't do this business for the paparazzi. I am a leader. I'm an ambassador of this profession. Yeah, and there's very few people like me. There's very few leaders. And I mean, we're going to define real leader really quickly as I answer your question. A lot of leader, we throw this word leader around very loosely in network marketing. And to be frank with you, it really annoys me.
Sure.
Because the number one definition of leadership is to lead by example. And we have a lot of leaders that talk a good game, but they don't do what they say, but they preach it. And that really fires me up, and I don't tolerate it. And so because my heart is for the people, specifically the little guy, the new person, the family of 2 or 3 or 4 that wants to make an extra $500 or $2,500 a month, and they're looking for viable reasons on how they can do it. My heart goes out to that person, but it does. And so what I've done, as I said, you know what? Reality TV is pretty hot these days, although we know it's not really reality. It's kind of slanted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a camera and I'm going to let the public see me recruit. I'm going to let them see me present. I'm going to let them watch me fall down and get back up. There won't be any editing. It's going to be live, uncut. They can see it. I want them to see that I'm a real leader. I'm in the trenches doing what you're going to be doing. I'm no better than you, but I just keep going and keep going and keep going. And so what I've done, I just simply pop out my cell phone, have someone hold it, maybe a little selfie stick, and I just let them watch me do live what they're going to be doing. And that has served me really well. People all around the world have fallen in love with it. Look, I'm not here to be for the glitz or glamour. I'm just authentic. That's all I am. And I just want people to know that they can do this profession.
And that's what I love about it, Ramasio, because I'll tell you on the corporate end, the data backs up everything you just said. Like on the corporate side, when we have clients creating content for the distributors to share as an example, or when we work with companies for them to help make it easier for their members to be sharing their stuff, it's the raw stuff that we put out there about a product, the raw testimonials that convert better. Like the truth is, when you get to the science behind it all, it's actually the raw stuff that works better. And if you're a leader that are leading your own team,
people want the truth.
Yeah, people want the truth. And if you're leading others, that's the power of these tools like Facebook Live and everything else today. It's in your pocket, folks, with your cell phone today. And just like what Ramasio did, you can do too. So I want to lead into another question, Ramasio, because we talked a tiny bit about Facebook. I mentioned it earlier, but I want to ask you, just because you've built organizations before Facebook, and now Facebook is here and it's everywhere and everyone's on it. So what's your perspective today at folks who are running teams about Facebook, what role it should play in their business today?
Listen, it's a great question. Look, I've been in network marketing for 10 years. I was a real estate broker for 14 years, and I've been in network marketing for 10. The first 3 years of my network marketing career were part-time. The last 7 were full-time. Mm-hmm. And I come from the school of thought. The way I was mentored was I guess some people call it old school, belly to belly, face to face, living room to living room. And that's the way that I built my business, right? As social media have begun to emerge, I really don't know much about social media. To be honest with you, I actually think I'm the last person to join Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't use Twitter. I only use Facebook. And I'm not sure that I'm actually doing it the best way. I'm not. But what I can tell you, and I hope all your viewers will be humble enough to write this down. People are like dust. They're everywhere. Okay? Now, in saying that, here's the deal. The name of the game is to sift and sort. The name of the game is to sift and sort, right? Well, what social media is allowing us to do, specifically Facebook, it's allowing you to connect with people all around the world, literally at a moment's notice. And so what I was doing of old, being outside, meeting people at restaurants, wherever I would go, now you can sit right here on Facebook and do the very same thing, but multiply the amount of people you do it with.
No drive time. Yeah.
No drive time.
No drive time. Yeah.
So technology is allowing things to be a lot more efficient. Now, all of your viewers that are out there, and I know some of you are technical and some of you are not. I'm a non-techie person, okay? Here's what I want you to know. The greater the change, the greater the result. The greater the change, the greater the result. Change is the only thing that's constant in the entire world. It happens with you and it happens without you. And when you look at what social media is done, we cannot argue. We cannot fight it. Mark Zuckerberg is 40 years old, 4th wealthiest man in the world, multi-billionaire. But years ago when he first came out with Facebook, everybody thought it was going to be a fad. And now it's here to stay. Okay, again, the greater the change, the greater the result. Money comes from solving problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the more money you make. Technology, Facebook, social media is solving a gigantic problem. It makes our job so much easier in network marketing. And to be frank with you, if it weren't for Facebook, there's no way in the last 9 months I would have made over $2.4 million in my current company starting from scratch. But all because of technology is allowing us to share these videos and duplicate that process throughout Facebook and social media mediums. That's the reason why we're doing over 10 million a month in sales.
So, and this is the key that everyone's got to get, because you talked at the beginning is that it's all about sharing, right? And everything's about sharing and sifting and sorting. What the social media allows you to have is not only is it this tool that everyone's in, but it's the attention that's there. There's all this data on how much time people would spend in their email accounts each day, and now how much time they spend on Facebook. And people are spending over 20 plus minutes a day on Facebook and only a few short minutes in their email today. So and some people way more. So the data part of this agrees with everything Ramasio is saying, because what's happening is it's where their attention is. And the part I've always loved about Facebook that I hope you guys all catch from what Ramasio said, he said it was sifting and sorting. The beautiful part about Facebook, and we all have to get, is that people are congregating together around their interests. Okay, there's groups, there's pages, people are raising their hand and saying, hey, I'm a part of that club. I'm a part of this club. Yeah, I like to hunt. Oh, I like to do this. And they're raising their hand in all these different areas. So the thing to remember here as you're building your business is that there's congregated people there. So instead of going to a physical event, for your business, you can actually think of the online event or the online congregation of people that already want what you have. And you can go there, connect with them, create a relationship, and grow. Now, we're almost out of time for today. So I want to take our one final question, then we'll send off. The last piece I want to share is that, and so Ramasio, what would be your advice as one of the top 20 income earners in the entire world right now? One moment here. We're just going to go ahead and mute the others here that are joining us here in a second. What we're going to do in the final question is, if someone is starting their first team in direct selling, what advice would you want to share with them if someone brand new is just getting started?
That is that's my favorite question that you've asked. What would be my one piece of advice to anyone who's actually watching this, this interview? And that's a great question. And here it goes. Ready? Here we go. Mentorship is wisdom without waiting. Mentorship is wisdom without waiting. Have you ever said to yourself, man, I wish I would have known then what it is that I know now? Most of us have. I know I've said that. Well, the difference between then and now is really wisdom. It's wisdom. And wisdom comes from two places, and only two places. Number one, wisdom comes from your own mistakes. Number two, wisdom comes from learning from mentors. Because they've already made the mistakes. Exactly. So mentorship is wisdom without waiting. So if you want my one piece of advice, do what I did 10 years ago. I sought out a great mentor. And what is a great mentor? Someone that has good character and someone that is walking the walk. They've got proven results. They're not a one-trick pony. They've done it time after time after time. You see, when you seek out the right mentor, that is the shortcut to get you up the mountain. The shortcut is having the right mentor. I could have never been here 10 years later if I didn't have the right mentor. Because I had the right mentor, my very first 45 days in this profession 10 years ago, I made $55,000. And I don't attribute any of that to me. I attributed I had the right mentor. He showed me the tricks of the trade. He showed me exactly what to do and when to do it, how to do it, the right mindset, the right daily routine. He made it simple for me. And as a result, I'm here 10 years later as an ambassador. So my one word of advice to everybody, mentorship. Make sure you get the right mentor. It's everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ramasio. That was a huge note. And I hope everyone heard the inside of that. Some of you were saying, looking for the mentor, and some of you want to become the mentor. And did you hear the part that Ramasio just said? He said that it's a person who's already been through the failures and has continued on and is now mentoring others. So this is the person who is willing to take action. So not only seek out the right mentor for your own life right now from what you're learning here today, but then become the person that's willing to take action so you can mentor and lead others. Everyone, I want to thank you so much for being here on the show. Ramasio, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Great for having me on, man. I appreciate it, man.
All right. Keep changing lives. Keep changing lives. Well, I'm excited to hear what happens. Can you just imagine the next 12 months? Holy moly. Right?
I imagine it every single day.
Every day you wake up. You live in the future. Woo! All right.
You got it, brother.
We'll see you soon.
Man.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Have a blessed week. Cheers.